It's a wonderful day in the homiehood, a wonderful day for a homie. Won't you be my homie to Taro? This is our official leader of the opposition, Pierre Poilievre, being an absolute horrible person. And yeah, one more shout out to Dina. She's the ultimate social justice warrior. She really is, and we mean that in the good sense, not the stereotypical sense. The dyed hair really caps it off too. He's saying there is racism and Islamophobia that need to be challenged, which is funny. Yes, you're right, oi polloi, because in a big
Justin
way,
Trudeau.
he is a representative of that those concepts, right? So the first words out of his mouth are Justin Trudeau. Go figure.
Justin Trudeau has again insulted Quebecers, Jews, and police officers.
Okay, so right off the bat, what the context behind what is happening here is that Pierre Poilievre is polling really badly in Quebec. He's not popular among Quebecers. He's not popular among women. He's testing really badly with quite a few demographics, actually. So, unfortunately, Justin Trudeau has kind of done a horrible job backing up Amira Elghawaby, and in a way has kind of thrown her to the wolves. So I'm definitely critical of Trudeau on this issue, and but what is happening is that Justin Trudeau is also vying for those Quebecer votes, and that is exactly what Pierre Poilievre is doing as well.
By naming someone to a key government post who has made comments against Quebecers, police officers, and the Jewish people.
So this is the first time, I have not seen any other people talking about what comments have been made against the Jewish people. But we do know that it is a tactic of those in power, that if you are rightfully so criticizing the Israeli state and not Jewish people in Canada, but the Israeli state, that a tactic of those in power is to blame you and call you anti-Semitic. So again, I don't know what evidence there is against Amira Elghawaby about comments she's made on Israel, but I get the sense, my spider sense going off here, that they are not legitimate.
These comments are unacceptable and divisive. And
okay, unacceptable and divisive. We know someone else who is the ultimate divisive person, or the ultimate rage farmer, that Irish mythology here is saying.
And it is incredible that knowing that this person had made these comments to Justin Trudeau would nevertheless name her to a position that supposedly is meant to fight racism. This isn't the first.
So, what they actually want here is you're not going to find someone. You're not going to find someone who's going to be a good candidate for this position to fight Islamophobia, who does not have a history of criticizing Bill 21 in Canada, or criticizing Quebecois culture, because these are things that are part of the problem.
First time Justin Trudeau has promoted these kinds of views. His government gave massive grants to an organization whose lead spokesman.
It's also a bill that affects religious Jews. Yeah, that's true. You could not wear a yarmulke and work in these public sector jobs as well. The thing is, it's not as common to wear a yarmulke in public or in those jobs as it might be for a Muslim woman to wear a hijab, right? So they say it's this broad scoping thing. However, we know exactly who they're trying to target, right? Because it's a bill that kind of aims this is like equality, because everybody is being targeted by this bill. But we know that's not actually the case, right? It's just a BS PR stunt that they pull.
Had made racist, anti-Semitic comments, and Trudeau's minister knew of those comments.
Yes, it's actually the anti-racist people that are racist. Okay, very interesting tactic. Very reminiscent of some other people that we see online who are anti-fascist.
Well, forking over our tax dollars to that unacceptable group. And now, today again, he
Oh
divides
no.
us some more. This has
My tax dollars, I want my tax dollars to go towards fighting hate and fighting Islamophobia.
become Justin Trudeau's approach: divide people by race, by ethnicity, and by other distinctions that should not matter.
I love this. Like at the same time, Justin Trudeau is so woke that he's willing to fight for issues of race and sexism and LGBTQ rights, but also he's dividing us. He's fighting for people's rights, but he's dividing us and putting us all into these little boxes and making us fight each other, right? It's like and at the same time, Justin Trudeau, he's so woke, but Pierre Poilievre is here also playing identity politics with for Quebec people and for Jewish people, and in a much less ingenuous way, or perhaps an equally disingenuous way.
In Canada, we should fight racism. We should fight Islamophobia.
By making this woman who has a long history of advocacy fighting Islamophobia by forcing her to step down.
And we should fight all forms of discrimination by bringing people together, not tearing them apart. Instead of
It's just rhetoric, you know?
divide and conquer as Trudeau always does, we should unite for our country.
But that's the thing. You can't unite with people who are Islamophobic. And that is why Amira Elghawaby should have just never apologized, because there's no common ground. It would be like asking the drag performer at Drag Storytime to find common ground and apologize to the people who are outside protesting their existence, right? Yeah, I want to unite with bigots. Yeah, exactly, Lady Deathstrike. Knowing PP, he would want a non-Muslim appointed. Well, how else could you be objective about these issues? Like, it's so ridiculous, right?
And that's what conservatives will do. And that's why we're calling for this appointment to be reversed and for someone else to fill the job who can bring everyone together.
Who? Give an example. Give an example of this anti-Islamophobic person who doesn't have a history of calling out Bill 21 in Quebec.
Who loves all our people and
Who loves all our white people,
who will fight all forms of racism. We need to stop it.
especially the racism towards white people. Benjamin Netanyahu, yes, the perfect person to fulfill this position.
Islamophobia, racism, and all other forms of hate. But we won't do it the way Justin Trudeau does, by dividing. So let's bring people together. Let's unite for our country.
That's the thing that he will fundamentally never, I think, understand, or maybe he does understand this, but he would be completely unwilling to talk about it, is that you can't bring together racists and anti-racist. Like, there is an objectively right side that we should be standing in solidarity with. And you know what? I would have gained more respect for Pierre Poilievre if he had stood by and said, "No, you should not apologize." I actually would have gained so much respect for him. I would like to see him do something like that, where he's like, where Justin Trudeau is the one taking a weak position, and instead of Pierre Poilievre coming in with a more racist position and like being even less of an ally to the Muslim community, I would like to see him be like, stand your ground. But he's a coward, so he's not going to do something like that. Um, there isn't a perfect person alive, and well, that's definitely true. He loves all Christians and Jews. I feel like people like Pierre Poilievre will virtue signal in this case about fighting anti-Semitism, but when push came to shove, they would somehow completely abandon their principles, or just like have a very unnuanced approach, standing with like apartheid Israel instead of with Jewish people or Jewish working class people, So exactly, actually, I don't know what the anti-Semitic rhetoric that Amira has said. What I don't know what they're pointing towards when it comes to this. So it's really just like kind of mind-boggling. Here we might be able to see a little more about this. Um, I guess like she talked to Blanchet, right? We got sound. Oh, I have this site muted. Let's see.
So I want to reiterate
It's quite quiet. Let's do a little volume boosting.
that I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to speak directly with Mr. Blanchet. It's very important that
Zoom.
we have a chance to have a dialogue directly with one another. I have many things.
It's very quiet. I'm so sorry. I don't even know if I can boost this. I'm sure Blanchet is gonna talk in a moment, and it's gonna be like boom.
So I want to reiterate that I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to come and speak directly with Mr. Blanchet. It's very important that
This poor woman having to be put in this uncomfortable situation.
we have a chance to have a dialogue directly with one another. I have many things I would like to speak to Mr. Blanchet and to the people of Quebec because, you know, these are very difficult conversations, and I would like to say that I am extremely sorry for the way that my words have carried, how they have hurt the people of Quebec, and this is what I'm going.
All right, so her apology, you know what? Maybe I was too hard on her apology. Her apology was that she's sorry for the way, for how her words were carried and hurt the people of Quebec. You know, actually that is kind of acknowledging that, hey, she's not sorry for the intention behind, yeah, basically saying like, yeah, I'm sorry you're racist. Exactly.
Going to express to Monsieur Blanchet, but I'm very glad to have the chance to express it. I've had a chance to listen, and this is what it's all about. This is dialogue. You know, as a member of Canada's Muslim community, we know what it's like to be stereotyped. We know what it's like for people to have biases. And
what is going on with this CBC News scam person? They're all over the place.
And the words and the way that I said them have hurt people in Quebec. I have been listening very carefully. I have heard you, and I know what you're feeling, and I'm sorry. And I can't wait to have a chance to meet with you across Canada, people of Quebec, learn more, and really work together to.
Yeah, wait, I love this zoom on, I love this zoom on Blanchet. He's like, zoom, just like, he's like, oh shit, maybe this wasn't a great idea.
People of Quebec, learn more, and really work together to.
Like, damn, I guess is this his office? I actually don't even know. I think it's like just like a conference meeting space.
Build a country, to work for a province that's stronger for everyone, safe for everyone.
You know what? I feel like maybe I was too hard on her, and you know, it wasn't that even that I was hard on her, but like I was worried that her apology was unnecessary. But now that I hear her speak, I'm really kind of like in support of what's going on here. And you know, I think maybe there is something to say about apologizing if you're using it as a way to make inroads and to even like further strengthen your point. And there's a possibility that that is what she is doing here. I will be really disappointed if she resigns. I think that is definitely the line that cannot be crossed. These calls for her resignation are extremely Islamophobic in my eyes, and I genuinely hope that Trudeau stands by her and does not accept any of these calls for her resignation. You know what I'm just realizing is that just Pierre Poilievre assuming without any proof, like the fact that we can't find any proof, assuming that Amira is anti-Semitic without any proof, is that not Islamophobic? Is that not Islamophobic to say, hey, this person is a Muslim person, therefore they must be anti-Semitic, right? Therefore they must be a hateful person. You know, that is just ridiculous. Being Muslim is anti-Semitic because Palestine. Yeah, basically that is the conclusion that Pierre Poilievre is drawing here.